Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to Katawa Shoujo. We continue with another day at Shizune's family estate. Let's see what endeavors we are to experience here still. Well, the last one was quite surprising, not gonna lie. The days since then, since yesterday's episode, have passed so quickly that time seemed to slip through my fingers like water. Every time I try to talk with Shizune, she has been out running errands, or with Misha. I feel as she's avoiding me. She might be. I guess. Maybe you've been a disappointment, Hisao. I'm not surprised. Of course it bothers me, but I think the way she's acting seems pretty natural. Then again, it's not like I've been through this before. Whenever I can Shizune, I end up running into Misha, and when I do ask her to help me with my signing, however she always ends up squirming out of it. We're leaving after days, so I'm determined not to let her escape this time. Once we head back to school, we're probably going to have to start grinding through more student council affairs in preparation for school restarting. I want to brush up on my signing as much as possible by then, even if it's a day's worth. Just a day. Come on! It's pretty much just having up the sign language conversation. You do that all the time. Actually, you're doing it right now. Really, Hichan? That's funny! Misha temporarily stops her unconscious signing in order to wave her hands in front of her face in denial, but then quickly resumes gesturing everything they both of us are saying to no one in particular. Bashchi. Hichan, you're so persistent. Suddenly being interested in sign language again. Could be that Hichan wants to make car out of it. That's not fair. That was my idea first. You should be careful, Hichan. Time changed too quickly. By the time I decided I want to be sign language interpreter, they had cell phones that people could type out whole programs on. Amazing! Not very good for me, for... As if she knows that another deferral isn't going to cut it this time. Misha changes her tune pretty quickly to a more apologetic one. I mean, then again, those apps I feel like wouldn't be helpful with the sign language itself. I mean, you can type stuff and that's it, right? Sure, people who are able to speak, basically, they can say whatever they want to tell the other person, but those don't work that great too, I would say. I mean, sure, we are progressing and the translating one work, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust those that much. I'm sorry, Hichan. I'm just so tired, especially lately. Even though being with Hichan is fun, she has way more energy than me. Teaching on top of that would be too tiring. I don't have that much stamina, sorry. She doesn't seem very tired, shouting the statement with her usual cheer and vigor. I know it's wrong of me to keep pestering her like this for. Actually, Shiji and I were planning on going shopping today. It's our last chance to pick up some souvenirs. Souvenirs, huh? I almost forgot that I was in here on vacation. I understand what you're saying. Teaching doesn't seem so easy. Iwanako asked me to teach him how to sign and I was unbelievably lost the whole time. Well, I wonder how it will work out for you when you become a sign language teacher. You can't get tired too easily doing that. Yeah, right. I hope not. Hichan, now I'm kind of worried. But, souvenirs! So, some other time, Hichan. Do you want us to get you something too? Just because I understand doesn't mean I don't want her to teach me. I suppose I can't press her any further now, for even I am bothered by how selfish it would seem to do so. I give up. Good, kind of. No, don't get me anything. I'm serious, don't surprise me with a funny shirt or something, okay? No. Let's buy him something. Speaking of funny shirts, what if we put the slogan of, oh my god, what were they called? Shimizu Apples. Have you seen this? Their slogan? Damn! Look up on Twitter. From January 16. Remember, Shimizu Esples, open bracket official. It's a football club from the first Japanese league. And that slogan they put there is so ridiculous. But, well, Japanglish or whatever it was called. Anyway. I don't like the sound of that. Slipping on her shoes, she says goodbye to the otherwise empty house and opens the door to leave, letting a cool breath of fresh air into the hallway. A tuft of dark hair peeking from the door flame tells me Shizune is waiting for her outside. Morning. Not like she will answer. Misha translates for me from beyond the doorway and Shizune turns around to give me a small wave. Even though it's different from casual offhand greetings in the smallest ways, there is an unmistakable hesitation there. It leaves me with a vaguely empty and distant feeling. Hey Chan, you're up early. Am I interrupting conversation? Where did that come from? We just talked. I was trying... What? What? Oh, okay, you're translating. Okay. I was trying to get Bishop to teach me how to talk to you, but I guess I was being patient. Can't wait. You two were planning going shock today anyway. Having Bishop there, I forget to sign my words as I say them. Unfortunately, since Shizune moved to fill the doorway, Misha is behind her. This brief misalignment in our position means that what I'm saying is totally lost on her. I don't understand you at all. There are things I want to say that I can't put in a way she would understand, and there are entire conversation that she could have that would go right over my head. I want to tell her now that it won't be that way for much longer. Instead I just say, never mind, and tell them to have a good time, then wave them off. It seems like everyone is out for a day, so I sit down the biggest and most comfortable chair in that wing room with a book. Not a sign language book, but one of the novels I checked out of the library my first week. Shouldn't you have brought it back already? That was so long ago. I should really start chipping at the pile of books I borrowed, or at least return them. Exactly. I think... I don't remember. I had to return books in my school libraries in 2 weeks or a month. I don't remember. Whatever. 16 pages in, Jigoro walks in the room, a stack of papers in one hand and his sword twirling idly like a bat on the other, casually shaking water from a recent shower from his hair. Upon being seen doing something so ungentlemanly, he freezes like a deer in the headlights and slowly moves on to smoldering with powerful but baseless fury as he sits down on the couch a few feet away. Did you take his favorite chair? This is only the third time I've met him and I already start to feel nauseous on reaction. I guess in a way this could be considered a kind of charisma. I haven't even said anything and he already seems less than pleased. It's likely a bad idea to provoke him, and just talking to him may count as provoking him. However, I can't help thinking of the alternate situations that could play out. Let's say I don't open my mouth at all and walk away. Maybe to go read in my room or outside. That would definitely go down as an unforgivable insult. He would probably tell me to hold it and destroy me. Either way, not too polite on my part. What are you reading? The draft for my autobiography. It is the story of a man who wakes up to find an uninvited guest in his living room, sitting in his chair and reading Shadow Literary Drag. I knew that you were in his favorite chair. I've barely started reading the book. I don't even have an opinion on it yet. I can already see how this conversation is going to play out, so I might as well try to steer it in a different direction. For example, leave the chair. Really? Listen to me. Leave the chair. Let him get into his chair. And don't talk. Where's Hidaki? Even questions, Rudy. Disgraceful. That was a normal question. That aside, why do you even ask me such a stupid question? How would I know? Am I my son's keeper? I guess we should have asked Mr. Hakamichi. Do you perhaps know Where may I find Hideaki, your son? Well, you are his dad, and it seems like he does live here, so... But I guess I can't say that, tempting as it is. I give up. I already tried to make small talk with him and failed. It's like trying to talk to a brick wall that also hates you. That is my cue to leave and sift through my wallet to see if I have enough money to go to a movie. As I'm about to stand, I have second thoughts. I'm too tired to go to trying to smooth... It's morning. Trying to smooth over my problematic situation by trying to continue to walk away from them. It's hypocritical of me to get upset at Misha for trying to defer things when I have run from my own girlfriend. You did? What do you mean? Are you saying about that line that you said, never mind, whatever? Shit. When Jigoro attempts to stop me, I'm almost glad, even though I no longer have any intention to leave. Wait! He says it with plenty of authority but nothing else, as just a particularly commanding afterthought. Only a very powerful or very arrogant person can tell someone to hold on in such a manner. I'm sort of impressed. You are in the student council of Shizune, aren't you? What is your job there? I don't think there are any specific roles other than the president. Shizune is always trying to round people up to help out here and there. Usually we might get like one person to pitch in, but otherwise the three of us do whatever needs to be done. It's crossed my mind a couple of times, around when I first met her, that Shizune's disquietingly analytical stare might be because of her deafness, but it turns out it's a trait shared by everyone else in her family. And that is okay with you? Why wouldn't it be? You, Shizune, and that pink-haired girl, is that really your entire student council? If a student council that small, they wouldn't even bother to call elections. I'm going to take a guess and say that you didn't join the student council. Shizune drafted you into it. You said you do not know exactly what your title is. That makes sense. I suppose you weren't even elected. You couldn't be expected to know. Oh, hey, that's true. After all, if you are not elected, you aren't really anything. I mean, he's got a point. No one is going to respect the student council like that. An unelected body of 3 people trying... I haven't even thought about that. Could it be that she wasn't elected as well? An unelected body of 3 people trying to scrounge up the equivalent of temp workers. It must be a sorry school if 3 kids having tea party can handle every issue. What how small it is to have to do with anything. If the student council gets things done, isn't that enough? It's not just game either. Maybe you should actually come to the school one day. If you get there on the right days, you might even be able to see what Shizune is able to accomplish. Do you think that I have so much free time that I can afford to waltz over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self-aggrandizement? I have never been more disgusted in my life. What you're saying is they might as well not have a student council, but the fact remains there is one, and Shizune got elected to it. Maybe not. I don't know. And for her, it isn't a meaningless position. In fact, she works very hard for it. You sound like someone who voted for her. No, I wasn't there for that. Ah, you didn't even vote for her. Well, besides that, why don't you ask Hideaki about this? Shizune has wanted to be a high school student council president since middle school. She would have him read all her practice speeches, wasting his time. For what reason? This whole time he hasn't even looked up from thumbing through his manuscript. It's getting increasingly frustrating. Why? Because it isn't a game. We don't run the school, but it's not like we're just playing at it and not taking it seriously. I wonder if it is so wrong to not be a purist. I've been to your school. Really? The students there? I can really think of about a million things he might say, and I'm preparing for my heart to sink on hearing any of them. It's funny, there are probably things I've thought before. They don't even have a cleaning duty. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know actually. But it's a common thing in Japan after all, right? That you don't have people employed to do that. It's the students cleaning the school and the classrooms and so on, right? Which is kinda nice, not gonna lie. At least, you know, that way they learn from the very beginning. That's cool. Again, one more thing I'm super jealous of the fact is they have there is a name, different name for it, but whatever. The cooking classes. That's freaking awesome. That was not what I expected at all. He's also wrong. He is, okay. They do. I should know. I get to skip out on it since I'm in the student council. The concept of being wrong confuses Jigoro. I should take this opportunity to go on the attack. It's really odd that I am thinking this way about a simple conversation. That's because, well, you've been infected with the competitiveness, unfortunately, from Shizune. It seems so. That's a problem. It sounds like last time you were there was some time ago. If you can later write some memoir, you can talk Shizune now and then. Don't you think that she has stuff she's proud of? That's how young people are. We have things to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, I don't have anything to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, you should get that. Such an opportunity, and I blew it. I don't know how I was expecting him to react. Maybe introspectively, but Jigoro grows angry about the second. Yet as he does, he also seems calmer in a way, more sure of himself and in control. Who do you think you are to assume that my life is so easy? You haven't even read my biography, yet you are able to tell me how I should handle all my affairs, including dealing with my own daughter? You could never understand. Even if I were to get up from this couch, walk over to you right now and punch you in the forehead with brass knuckles with a condensed edition of my life story and I'm leaving my biography imprinted in your face, you would not understand. For 12 years, Shizune did not even talk to me, even though I hired multiple tutors and interpreters of all sorts for her to try and get her to become normal. What do you mean by that? It isn't as simple as you think it is. What do you mean? What? If she does not want to bother with me, then fine, I assume that's normal. When was the last time you talked to your parents? It has been a while and I feel ashamed. More so that he caught me dead at how easily I could have dropped my parents a phone call or send them an email. Or even letter and have it. Letter? What's a letter? I feel like nobody sends letters anymore. The knowledge only makes me feel more ashamed. I thought so. If I wanted to see my parents, I couldn't. This is different. You aren't that far from her. It's one train right away. That is enough. No means no. You are very persistent. If only it was about something that mattered. I can see what you may have learned from my daughter aside from that and how to backtalk people. Is that it? The answer is yes. I wasn't as persistent or argumentative before meeting Shizune and Misha. After all, prior to meeting them, I just experienced a small death. Yeah. It's a mystery as to why I refused to join the student council in the first place. Possibly, it was from trying to get away from their nagging so much that I was able to get my energy back. It's a cute idea. I think about why I'm still here. Arguing with Jigoro is pointless, yet I think I almost look forward to it. And he's right. I cannot understand him. Even if I did, he wouldn't care. I'm a louse that crawls on a whale. Wholly insignificant. He has a confidence that I don't have. Shouldn't does, and could be that the reason. Oh, okay, never mind. I got it now. Shouldn't does, and it could be that the reason why I'm here now, in an almost shouting match with her father, is because some of this bravery has rubbed off onto me. However, I don't have anything to keep it going. Still, I hate him. Understandable. I don't know what I can do. A few months ago, I think I would have punched him and let the consequences play out as they may. Yeah, you probably would get another heart attack if anything. But now I can't risk it. If he were to hit me back, he'd likely kill me. Yes. So in the end, the only thing I can do is look at Jigoro in silence, knowing that I have no reply and hate him, and feel completely at loss. Only he takes it as a defiance. Find it. Have found that. Picking up his sword and using it to pull himself to his feet, he turns and casually saunters out of the room. I want to throw my book after him, but I'm happy to finally be alone, even if I'm not in the mood to read any longer. But what did he mean by saying that he wanted Shizune to be normal? I wonder. And he hired translators and so Our return trip to the school keeps getting delayed in one way or another. Shizune and Misha come back so late that there is no use even leaving, and we end up staying another day. The morning after, we miss the train by a single minute. Oh yeah, because over there the trains are actually on time. By a single minute. And then the next two don't arrive. What? Are you sure you're in Japan? We missed the fourth train because I wandered off to get a drink in the meantime. Shizune wasn't very happy about that. Sorry. Sorry. By the time I finally get back to my room, I feel so tired, even if I spent most of the ride back sleeping. I can't say it's only because of today. This seems like a familiar symptom of traveling. It's not the first time it's happened. If no one has beaten me to it, I could do a thesis on it. Maybe get in a medical journey. Returning from a trip syndrome. Not very creative. I fall asleep before I can think of a better name. Do I have that? No, I don't. I mean, I kind of can predict what can cause that. Because, I mean, I'm falling asleep if I spend a lot of time on the sun. But at the same time, also doing some activity. Like, I remember going on some crappy tournament with friends. And it was scorching hot in the middle of summer. And while returning, I would just drop to bed and immediately was asleep. For like 12 hours. Anyway, a loud knock on my door wakes me up only a few hours into my nap. I'm annoyed because I had just been in the middle of a dream that I can't remember. Lately I remember a lot of dreams, surprisingly enough. Having been woken up in the middle of it, but I'm sure it was a good one. Like, you know, I mostly remember my dreams, but right now I remember them with every single detail. I barely wonder who it could be, but it's not like I get many visitors, so I'm sure it's Kenji. I hope he's just rolling out the welcome wagon and not going to hit me up for money again. If that was the case, I'd be almost touched. Not touched enough to fight off the urge to roll over and go back to sleep for. A few hours after that, I wake up again and immediately spot an envelope on the floor. It must be something that came to mail while I was away. That's Shizune and Misha's apartment, so I wonder if they dropped by to give it to me. Or maybe someone filled in for them in their absence and told Kenji to pass it along. On the flower. And something is written there. When I pick it up, any remnants of sleepiness in me instantly vanish. Even if the name of the sender wasn't on it, I would have known whom it was from by looking at the envelope itself, realizing why it looked so familiar. By recognizing the delicate handwriting addressing it. It's from Iwanako. What? At first I can't believe it, but it wouldn't be hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. Of course I hadn't thought that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend for all of 5 seconds. Technically, I mean, you didn't respond, so not really. She might have confessed, but you didn't respond. So she was leaving for 5 seconds. After that, we barely spoke to each other. Even though she visited in the very beginning, right? It would be too easy to put this letter away somewhere and forget about it. A part of me wants to do that. Or throw it away unread. Why I want to do these things, I don't know. It will be easier to do them. Easier than to read it. That's a nice freaking piece of paper, by the way. I have no idea what's written here for. Sitting the envelope open with the tip of a pen. I'm surprised by the length of the letter that spills out. What do you mean? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, let's say around 20 lines. Yes, translation. Yes.
Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year. So we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty cool as well. That, you know, I mean, at least in the anime it's shown. I'm not sure if that's a thing in actual class, but if it is, I would say it's plenty cool. That even the moment you graduate to next class and so on, the people are again mixed up. I would say this is helpful. I mean, sure, some people might not be comfortable with that, but I think you are getting used to changing environments and so on. That is so freaking cool. I mean, we don't have that here. So, for example, primary school, 6 years at the time. I mean, there was no other possibility really. I mean, there were only like 24 people, right? So it was only one class, so it was possible for that. But in junior high school, we had 5 classes, right? Each, let's say, 24 people as well. And after first or second year, there was no mixing of them. And not gonna lie, after you go next, so high school, you're like, damn, there are most of the people here I don't even know. This is so uncomfortable. You feel it. You feel it. So I would say the mixing like that each year is pretty useful for people. Anywho,
I'm sure you have been assigned to this class as well.
And
Demog, the third year, seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away.
that I didn't feel stressed about those actually. It was nuts. Even though I was like properly studying for those like 2 months before. I was like, okay, I'm finished with all the classes. Freak it. Let's skip the classes from now on. And I would study for it.
The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure.
Wait, Tachibana. I think there was a super hot teacher that was named Tachibana in some anime. Tachibana. Also Kanade Tachibana from Angel Beats, okay. And Marika from Nisekoi. That's interesting. And also Taki from I don't remember the name. I read the manga only. Oh, Satomi, exactly, from the goddamn how heavy are the dumbbells? Something like this. But yeah, that's the one I remembered. As the hot Tachibana teacher. I wonder if that's her. Wait, I said Mr. Oh, so it's not her. But I mean, if Satomi Hachibana was my teacher back in the day, I wouldn't complain.
Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams.
Surprisingly enough, yeah, I can imagine that someone did not retire. We had a math teacher in junior high school that should have been retired for so long, and she's still been there, and she's still been there after we even graduated to high school. I wouldn't be surprised if she was still there for now, maybe primary school, because junior high school is no longer a thing.
I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams.
I mean, technically it is the supposed most important one. If you want to go to university. This small talk makes me feel nostalgic. It's almost like I'm in the hospital again. Every now and then Iwanako would drop by and... Was there any character named Iwanako? Okay, that's interesting. There is no characters named Iwanako. Okay. She would drop by and give me the gist of what was going on in a class that, even then, I had an inkling that I would never return to.
It's so weird to think we're already seniors, ain't it? The time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young.
Yeah, that's true. But it always feels like that.
It's somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident, back in winter. I regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. The truth is, the times when I visited you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seem to become more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened. I mean, I'm sure, but somehow I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe. I want to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I'm really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most. Even though I like you so much, at least now, finally, I can be more honest.
What a convenient time for her to rediscover her sincerity. Well, even as I think that, I know she's right. Distant and disheartened is a good way to describe it, and maybe I had given up too. It waves on my heart when I think back to when I was lying in the hospital, feeling so bitter when she finally stopped showing up. I was surprised and had no right to be. How could she not stop coming when it was the only expectation I had of her? She dropped by only for all of 6 weeks after the incident, which is still plenty. 1.5 months, okay. If I drifted away from her, it was because I could feel her already moving herself away from the moment she showed up. Or maybe it was you who moved away, sort of. I mean, I'm not saying that he did a wrong thing, really. I mean, I would say after that event, sure, he probably would like to kind of separate, even though it's not a healthy thing to do. But then again, would be nice if she tried to, hold on to him, sort of.
If I could back to those quiet days in February and March, I tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you've managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final somehow. I wonder if we'll meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't? ? Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanako.
I mean, she has the regret, but she's not pushing like, hey, we should be together still, right? But like, hey, I mean, maybe we can at least be letter friends or whatever. It's a strange feeling. I know that I'm never going to hear from her again. Hey, You don't know that technically. Thought, then again. I mean. Iwanako or Shizune.
Wow.
And then Misha enters the fray and she wins. If she really wanted to keep in touch, she wouldn't have picked a medium like snail mail to do it through. Why not? If she could get my address, then my email or phone number wouldn't have been much more work. Guess. Had she wanted them, this is only a goodbye. Or so you say? I say, only just now becoming aware that I had been reading with a bated breath. Now, who's being distant? Iwanako. But maybe it really is for the best. It's still you, man. For her to pick up a pen and write the letter to me. It can only be because she felt guilty about how things ended. That she was hurt by how we floated out of each other's lives makes me feel a sort of wistful happiness. I almost want to thank her, and I only don't because I know she wouldn't want me to reply. Or so you tell yourself. Dude, she said that if you want to continue this, right? Where is it? There it is. If you'd like to correspond, by all means write me back. Dude, just do it. She won't that. She wrote that. Even if she didn't mean it, just write. I would. Maybe. If I cared. There is... Oh, maybe he doesn't care, that's true. There's a knock at my door. Then it opens anyway about a millisecond later. I forgot to lock it stupidly.
Yeah. Sup, man? Why's your door open?
I ran to the door faster than is probably medically safe for me to do so. I can prevent Kenji from seeing the mountains built just a couple of feet away from him, blocked from his sight only by the door. He's so worried about those pills, man. Like he's the special case there. Then there is the letter I'm holding. If he asks about it, I don't think I could make up anything convincing. Oh, it's just a letter from my grandparents that live high in the mountains. Boom. I've done it for you. About 2 feet away from him, I realized that his vision is so bad that it was probably never an issue. He didn't even see me about to practically tackle him back through the door frame.
Hey! What the hell, man?
What are you talking about? Your room has a billion locks on it, yet you just barge right through other people's doors? You didn't even wait after a second after knocking before you tried the door. It was like simultaneous. You were already opening the door while you were knocking on it.
See? That's exactly why I have all those locks. It's a cold, uncaring world out there. A gatecrasher's world. Now, you also understand. I just taught you a valuable lesson, dude. Knowledge is power. Power is knowledge. Why are you yelling at me? I'm a hero!
I mean, I don't think you need million locks, but I always lock the door. That's a fact.
Look at you.
I mean, then again, I live in Poland, so you know, you can't trust people here.
Look at you. You didn't even lock your door. The average woman could have killed you a billion times already, then replace you with a feeble clone indistinguishable from the original. It almost happened to me.
Ignoring the latter part since it's too confusing. It's funny he should say that. He was unable to stop me from tackling him head on, yet apparently one could have killed me a billion times. If this one is a hero, we are all doomed.
What's that you've got there?
Somehow, he's able to see the letter still in my hand. With how I've been waving it around, that is no surprise. I fold it up quickly, but take care not to whip it behind my back or anything else. That would be too suspicious. It seems like I'm jumpier than I thought about Iwanako writing to me. I got a letter.
Yeah. I put it there. I was sleeping. Then I woke up because I heard explosions. I put on my velvet and peeked outside to see what was going on, but it was just That student council woman banging on your door. It was the one without pink hair.
I mean, I guess you would maybe see that.
She was knocking so loudly that it was obvious she was filled with murderous rage. Rage at you! Then she somehow sensed me behind her and I tried to escape, but it was too late. She caught me and started pointing at the door.
I opened my mouth to tell him that she's deaf, but decided not to, for various reasons.
I didn't get it, and she got more and more pissed off, like an old man trying to use a touchscreen phone. She was going to kill me and replace me with a woman version of me, but then the sunlight reflected off my glasses and blinded her, saving my life. It was like behold optic blast. I don't get how someone with glasses can be hurt by glasses. She used them too. Should be immune to their death rays, but whatever. She gave me this envelope with your name on it and just left. Clearly, she was out for blood, so I lied and said you were away. I think you were away, right? I've been trying to ask you if you want to help me with my homework for a week now, but kept getting no answer. Welcome back, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, so she gave me this envelope and just had your name on it. I didn't want to hold on to it because what if it was a bomb? So I just shoved it under your door when she was gone. I was going to tell you, but you got back before I could. At least it's not a bomb.
Gee, thanks, man. I'm not going to help you out with your math homework because what if your math textbook is a bomb? He looks devastated, and feels like he's considering the possibility that it really could be a bomb. I guess it is possible since no one really uses their math book all that much. I had to. Unfortunately. I throw the letter on the dresser behind me and turn to leave. Swinging the door shut behind me as I do. It collides against the tip of Kenji's shoe and bounces back open, while he hops around for a bit. Actually, like it hurt way more than it should have. Before I know it, he's already inside my room. I'm powerless to stop him before he scoops up the letter, strangely ignoring the towers of pill bottles surrounding it. Don't just read mail that isn't your own.
Come on, what isn't? A love letter from your girlfriend? Did she include any photos? Sexy photos.
Reclining against the dresser and paying no mind to the bottles he sends all over the floor by doing so, Kenji quietly reads through Iwanako's letter. The process takes seemingly forever, and with how close he holds it up to his face makes it look like he's trying to eat it.
Who's Iwanako?
My ex-to-be girlfriend. Dude, you weren't together, let's face it.
This is a breakup letter then. I thought they were a myth.
No, I guess it is, but really, she's been ex-to-be girlfriend for a while. Anyway, I think I'm already over it. I mean, technically, you are in a relationship with someone else right now. Kenji gives a thumbs up, clearly relieved that I'm not going to take this into an awkward direction, although I almost want to since I told him not to read it.
Yeah, that's a good attitude. It's alright. I had a bad breakup too, but you can't let it get you down. I mean, just look at me.
What do you mean?
But hey, she wrote you a letter. Maybe she wants to get back together, huh? It says right there, right her back. You should do it. Is she cute?
For a guy who thinks feminists are working to enslave men everywhere, he really is interested in cute girls. Hey, he's interested in cute girls. And his definition of feminist is probably different. I have a girlfriend. Besides, look at the context. She doesn't want me to write back. Just because that's what it says, that is what she means.
But that's what she wrote. This rockfish chick totally still wants you. It even says it right there.
I read it. I know what it says. I told you. You had to look at the context. She said I drifted away from her. And everything that shows she accepted that. That's why you cannot allow someone to drift away from you. I think the reason she wrote to me is that she just wants to, I guess. Part amicably, but we're done. She doesn't want to get back together or whatever you're thinking. Because you weren't even together. As I think about more, it sounds to me like I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. That's not a good place to be. I'm positive that she does want me to write her back. I can live with that. If I were to write her back and get a less than desirable response or no response, then I would just be crushed. What? Why? Perhaps the fear of that is... Oh, maybe, yeah, you know what? Don't write. You might get a heart attack when you will be writing again. So, don't. Perhaps the fear of that is why I'm trying to justify my decision. It could be, but I don't want to think about it. The thought of is oddly repulsive. Why is this such a big deal to you anyway?
Because you should write back to her. She wants you to. I want to see what the response is going to be. Maybe it doesn't even have to be a nice letter. That's cool too, but you could write an angry letter and call her out. That's my new attack strategy. I'm just going to call a woman out. You should try it.
Even if she wrote me a letter, you have to understand what that means. Writing someone a letter is different now. It's not something you just do. Not in this kind of situation. You can pick up your phone and call someone across the world in an instant and talk to them almost like they were there with you. Or send them an email. They'll be notified instantly that they got it and can reply back just like that. Hisao, you don't understand anything. A letter can be a personal thing, but she wants to keep me at an arm's distance. It's not like I can hop over there and visit her. If I had her number, I could call her. Or if I had her mail, I could make her. How do you not have her number? And this guy claims she was his ex. Actually, she is his ex-girlfriend. Damn. If she really wanted to hear back from me, she would have dropped one of those in there. I feel silly for continuously reassuring myself that I'm not faced by Iwanako writing to me when it's so obvious that I am.
It could be like a gradual thing for her. She might be too shy to call you up. I remember my girlfriend would always send me text messages because she was so shy. It was annoying as hell, man. I didn't really give a shit about phones, so I didn't have the thing. And turns out I had to pay for every single one. But I don't like phones, so I couldn't even call her back to tell her to cut it out. I did anyway. I called her out. I even used the phone. It was literally the call out.
I guess it was. Even if he's right, it means that Iwanako still wants to keep her distance from me. She's not ready to match with me comfortably. Why? Am I some kind of freak? I'm not treasured by her actions anyway. In that case, why I am overthinking it, but I just don't know. Kenji can't think of anything to say to that. And the silence that follows is so awkward and thick that I start to count the seconds until he makes up a reason to leave and excuses himself.
I miss her.
Your ex?
Yeah, even if she was insane, it was nice being with her. My back hurts. If she were still around, could tell her to massage it. I know how to use an oven either. I miss baked food, and we would go bowling in the hallway sometimes.
Could it be that she's from this school?
I miss that too. I had to bowl all by myself during the last festival.
You bowl in the hall. You're going to hit someone. Why didn't you ask me to do that? I want to play some bowling in the hallway.
She stayed there all the time.
Kenji sighs nostalgically, clearly not appreciating just how badly someone can get hurt by sleeping on a bowling pin. Apparently neither did his girlfriend, since she bowled with him. What's a strange definition of love, but I guess it's something. Maybe you should write her a letter. If she writes back, you can get married.
Married? No, 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 no!
Okay, fine, but why not? You could like her, even though you hate women. Why not? Yes. Why yes? Listen, again, marriage is not the answer to everything. You don't need to get married to be with someone.
Feminists, not women.
Feminists!
There is a difference. There are non-feminist women. Damn! Your discrimination is incredible.
See, that's what I said. Oh, That's what I said! That he likes women that are not feminist. I knew it.
Damn, your discrimination is credible. Correlation doesn't equal causation. Even if she's a hated woman, it does mean she's a feminist, insane woman.
Oh boy.
It's like how the absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. If it's true, then by relative property, the presence of evidence doesn't equal the evidence of presence.
Actually, I think it is, and I don't think it's called the relative property.
No, shut up. It's mathematics. I just think math is wrong.
I think he is wrong. So even Kenji has someone that he likes. I'm tempted to ask why he and his ex broke up. Or to dig for more information in general, but I shouldn't. Not only would it be prying, but he might reverse the question back to me. This conversation makes me think about Shizune, although the thoughts I'm having are scattered and wispy. Just questions. I'm curious though. I wonder if I even had the chance to love Iwanako, and this whole situation with her still stings me a sore note in the back of my mind. I like Shizune much more. I like Misha much more. Much more. Yet it feels like I'm chasing her. Even now, I don't mind chase, but I want to close the distance between us. Why do I understand that, sort of? Iwanako's letter is responsible, but I've also felt this way for a while. I've come closer, but not enough. I want to try again. Right now. I'll tell Kenji to get out so I can change, and then head for the student council room. The grounds are mostly deserted today, which is a shame because it's so nice out. Oh, the return of the painting. No one answers when I knock. I try to go in, but it's locked. When I pull my hand away from the doorknob, it's covered in dust. It looks like no one's been there since we left. Since I'm already out here and dressed, I might as well get something to eat in town. My wallet is back in my room though. On the way back there, I stumble across Misha sitting down behind the main building. Her eyes are closed in sleep and she looks very tranquil. It's always been hard to picture her not constantly bouncing around or hopping on the tips of her toes impatiently. My first instinct is to call out to her and ask if she has seen Shizune or if she wants to go down with me, but now that I've seen her, I don't feel like disturbing her. I leave her alone. Was that a good idea? For the first few days after I was back, I almost forgot that I was in the student council. I managed to pick up here and there that the student council usually gets swamped with work around the end of the break, but it didn't have to be the case. The few times when I managed to catch Shizune or Misha, they were in too much of a hurry for me to get a chance to ask if they needed help, and time they weren't, I'd only be able to get a hold of Misha. Shizune would say something about how there was work, but it was so little that involving either Misha or I would only be bore us. Wow, she's so avoiding us. That's what... After a while, the idea of having some free time again had started to grow on me, for there were still periods when I felt like I had too much of it. Just when I was getting used to it, things changed again. Now I find myself back in the student council room, arguing with Shizune about whether tissue boxes make good ballot boxes or not. I'm telling you, they work just fine. No. As long as we get the cube-shaped ones, not the rectangular ones. Okay, that makes sense. Misha, can you sign it to her? I can't got my hands full. On second thought, forget it. She's busy cutting out ballot slips, so if she were to make one errant movement, she would probably send those scissors flying to someone's head. I draw a box of poster paints I'm carrying onto my little table in the student council room, and cough as a wave of dust hits me in the face. It really has been a while. Do you think we should change the size of the ballot slips?
What? But Shin-chan! I've already cut out so many of them!
We can make them smaller. It will be more efficient. We just have to shrink the font. More ballots will fit in a single box that way. We'll only need half the amount of paper then. The format for voting can be changed. It will be more like a real election. Then we might be able to get away with buying less boxes. With the money left over, we can get a pizza or maybe Chinese or cake or 3 balls of their new ramen bowl I want to try. I don't think we can. Shizune excitedly wraps a finger along the frame of her glasses as she ponders more ways to cut even a half yen of spending off of our budget. I think budget is not supposed to go into pizza, right? Whatever. I'm greedy, okay? Since I think she's the only one who even knows what our budget is. Oh no. Could it be that she's taking some money from the supposed school budget? I'm scared to ask just how tiny it is for her to have to do this. What about all the ballot slips Misha already cut out?
Don't worry. I can make them into memo pads and sell them in the school store.
Shi-chan, they do look very beautiful.
Shizune seems to disagree. Now they're arguing, but it looks like it consists of nothing more than signing yes they do and no they don't at each other until they are so tired of it they are just taking turns pointing at each other commandingly. It's strange, partly because it looks kind of ridiculous, but also because I've never seen them disagree. Something changed. Then again, both of them have looked very stressed these past few days. I would say Shizune has freaked up something in the meantime. Shizune has been increasingly absorbed in the student council elections for very months away. I imagine this is how politicians act when they realize a regime change is imminent and their era is over. I mean, in Poland that just lie more. I'm having trouble taking student council matters seriously at all. Even now, as I practice my calligraphy on signs that won't go up for weeks, but I can understand why Shizune does. I'm surprised they actually picked her. After all, she has been the student council president for 3 years. How? Why? According to her dad, she wanted the job for even longer. I guess 3 years is too short a career for her to leave feeling satisfied. I don't understand why people chose her. Oh, maybe there was no other people that would participate. Did last student council go through this much trouble to make it a smooth transition for you? Just makes a chagrined face that tells me they weren't very helpful at all. I guess we're doing all this to set a good example then. Good.
That only comes into play if they learn anything from Hit-chan. If I don't, I'll be hyper mad. If they turn out to be the flaky type, I'll definitely be hard on them.
It doesn't sound very threatening when Misha is saying that. So, you've already met them.
Hit-chan, there are no candidates yet.
Wow, what a surprise. What? No!
Not even for student council president. That is why I'm trying to drum up interest for the position. What do you think?
She proudly holds a poster. She has been working on herself. It looks very, military. You won't be taking this a little too seriously then. Shizune frowns and plays for her glasses, offended.
Is that weird?
Yes! She looks oddly happy that I'm disagreeing with her, and I think, oh, for fuck's sake. She will go competitive mode again. And I think that if she weren't genuinely focused on what she was doing, she would try to argue with me just because it would be interesting to her. But not to any other person.
What's weird about that?
It looks like she'll do that after all. Oh. But then Shizune waves her hand dismissively, like she's trying to catch the words in the air and delete them. Instead, she got busy insulting her future successors. Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess that the supposed successors will have more people wanting to be actually in the student council, instead of having to force some of them to join, kind of. Anyway, well, one thing that's weird is that my old school, the elections will happen in about 6 months, since you know, we're graduating in March. It's pretty weird to think about them so early.
It's a little different here. Hit-chan, I'll be discouraged if we don't have any replacements when I have to go, Shi-chan says. But it is like the school will stop running without the student council. It will be harder for them to hand out forms for.
Shizune isn't laughing, however. Misha causes her to flinch as she were stung. For Misha didn't mean for it to come out that way, her quip had a close cruelty to it in the end. It's fine. I'm trying to get more people to run, but everyone is so lazy that they think they can take it easy just because there are no deadlines yet. Slackers, not taking the early game advantage. Still 6 months away. If they are making their move now, they don't deserve a vote. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do they think it's such an easy job that they can do everything at the last minute and just coast into their hole? Insulting! Really? Really?
Yeah, you sound just like teachers or, you know, my lecturers at the university saying, if you don't start now, you know, at the very beginning of our lectures, 15 weeks before the end. Was it 15 weeks? More or less. 15 meetings, basically. Before the end, you will not manage to finish that project, for sure. And then one night before the end date, you would write it. It's probably the same here. She sounds like those freaking people, basically.
They're going to be the life once they have to sit at this tiny desk and see just how much work they have to do.
You don't know how much work student under supposed pressure can do in a short amount of time. If this were, I was not putting my projects for that late most of the time. Unless it was a group project, then it would pile up like that. But if I could do something on my own, I would get to it relatively early. And yeah, finish it so I can do other stuff. But yeah, I know. But Shizune's approach is sick. If this was a real election, they would be in deep trouble. I was reading about Japanese campaigning clothes the other day. Only the bad ones, for some reason. And what? For some reason, yeah, cool. For a second, Shizune was talking like her father there and was coming out Misha's mouth creepy. I mean, she's like her father, let's face it. Well, first off, Shadow Shogun, you can't really make that call. They'll be elected. Second, just a school election. It's not like running for city council or a diet. I don't think Japanese campaigning clothes apply. Third, although I don't want to say it, I'm nervous that Shizune is so enthusiastic about this. Talking of elections and votes. According to her dad, she wasn't even elected herself. Well, as expected. Come to think of it, I can't remember Shizune ever saying she was elected either. As expected. Then she got this position by being recruited into the student council and having it fall apart until she was the only one left. Somehow I'd never consider it. And now I consider it, and I think that's definitely what happened. I mean, she has such a personality, she probably wasn't even recruited, she just joined. And because of the personality, I mean, eventually everyone would fall out. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I wouldn't be at all. I don't know what to think about that, but it wouldn't surprise me. We're only 3 people strong now. If the circumstances behind her become the student council president were that sad, I wonder if there will be vote at all. Interest could just be that low or non-existent really, then all her energy would be going towards nothing. I slap an exclamation mark at the end of the poster I'm working on. It's out to plain, so I think adding one is okay. Actually, it still might be out to plain. I made that mark twice as large. Yeah, I still say you need to slow down. If this stuff is going to be relevant for months, maybe we're working a little too hard on it. That's why I think you're worrying too much. I know how to sign the word relevant. I try and only end up flicking a long line of paint where I didn't intend to. There is no way I can fix that now. Misha, can you ask for that? Shizune giggles silently, clenching her teeth so that no sound actually comes out.
Because there is a lot to worry about.
Like what?
Like, usually the boxes end up looking very pretty, so to protect them, have to plan for that.
Wait, it takes 46 months. Why do we care about goddamn boxes already? Now that I think about it.
Wahahaha! We should make them funny looking this time, then someone will take them. How about it, Shin-chan?
We can draw some weird faces on them, or we can put a little picture of Shizune on each one saying, "Stealing is wrong!"
No, it's not funny. It's not the only problem. Either. There is voter turnout, of course. And then the worst case scenario would be not having any candidates.
Was something said there? Although it seems she meant it jokingly from the way she smiles, as she says it, that's just how it comes out. I think I double-clicked again on the mouse, which is a problem. Even me should understand that the possibility is very real, and for she tries to salvage the mood by punctuating Shizune's statement with a laugh, it does work.
What is wrong with both of you?
I mean, you're a laughing stock right now.
I was just making a joke. There are actually seminars this year. If there wasn't, would I be doing all this work? I'm not stupid.
Annoying for.
When the lectures are over, I'll buy everyone dinner. I'm already planning it.
Are you kidding me? It's in 6 months. Even the new student council?
No, they can buy their own celebration dinner. It will only be for the current student council. I'll be happy once I'm through having to do these thankless jobs all the time. A dinner just for us! Yay! It's like a little party, Shin-chan!
For her cheerfulness is obviously forced, I say nothing. For the rest of the period, which fortunately is very long, we work in silence. Here we go again, the ugly painting. After classes, I find the student council locked. It's strange because Shizune was so busy earlier that I would expect her to continue working after school. It would be what she would normally do. Maybe she listened to my suggestion and decided to take a break. I'm hoping it's that simple. Feeling a little uneasy, I take a brief stroll around the school. It's only half conscious. I can't remember when I started moving my feet, but I've already covered enough of the campus that I start to feel tired. Not that that means anything now. Just a short stroll around the school grounds and I'm already winded. Really pathetic. Before I know it, I'm back in the front of the student council office. There is someone else too this time.
Hi, Hichan!
It's locked. Seeing a can of lemonade in her hand, I reflexively start looking for a vending machine nearby. I'm so thirsty.
I know that Hichan is somewhere else, I guess.
Weird.
We're stuck together, Hichan!
Misha takes a long drink from her lemonade, eventually just tipping it over and pouring the rest into her mouth. I feel like I'm being mocked. Why?
Do you want one, Hichan?
No, it's okay. I can't take someone else's drink, it's rude. Besides, you're making fun of me, aren't you? I just knew you had all of that.
I have another one in my bag. I was prepared, Sissy. I'm just like Hichan.
Please don't be like her. She's a little too prepared. It's good someone that is rubbing off on you. No, it's not! After what, 2 years? It's not good. The way she stares at me as I drink it is a little disconcerting. Damn it, Lynx. But I'm too grateful to care much about it. You and Shizune always end up treating me to something. It's starting to embarrass me.
Really, Hichan? Buy me lunch sometime then, okay? Then we'll be even.
Well, it's funny you should say that. I was going to ask you if you wanted to eat in town. Let's go on a date.
Yeah, I'm really hungry today, Hichan. Thanks.
Yesterday, I was going to ask her yesterday. Misha cuts me off before I can finish the sentence, and I can't find an opening to correct her as she dashes enthusiastically around me, laughing her arms flapping excitedly at her sides. What do you mean yesterday? Oh, wait, you... okay, I wanted to ask you yesterday. Okay, that's dumb. I already have my wallet with me, so I start walking towards town with Bisha trailing behind me, playing it with her hands and loudly wondering to herself where we should go eat. At least I think so. She could be asking me. Do you have anywhere specific where you want to go? Okay, seriously, I want Bisha's route. I don't care about Shizune. Katawa Shoujo, Nisha, route. Why is there no route? Is there a route? Fan-made. Oh. Oh! Okay, we might be getting there. Red, is there a Misha route? But there is a mod, so I need to keep this. We might play this actually. If there is a mod that will get me Misha's route, I'm up for it. Anyway, do you have anywhere specific where we want to go?
I want to go to the tea house. They have a really big parfait there.
I saw you with a parfait there last time. It looks really big.
No. This one is really, really big. It's also really expensive.
Really, really expensive.
A little.
Gee, well, you and Shizune paid for my food a bunch of times, so it's fine.
Chan, I don't think I ever did that. Are you sure it wasn't a shit, Chan?
Are you really arguing against a free meal? Don't worry about it. We go to Shanghai and we are seated by a waitress who is surprisingly not Yuko. Misha is very eager to eat the parfait because she shouts her order as soon as she walks through the door. When it arrives, I can see that it is both very big and very expensive looking.
Are you going to order anything, Chan? If you're hungry, we can share.
No, I don't like parfait. Oh my god, what? I don't like praline. What?
You can pick it out.
You can't just pick out praline, don't be silly. How can you not like praline, man? What is wrong with you? I don't get this guy. That's why. You don't like praline, you don't like parfait, and you like Shizune? What is wrong with you? Even if I could, Misha is mashing her food together to the point where it is no longer possible. It also looks kind of gross. I wonder if that many flavors can even blend together well. Can she really taste anything that good? She's acting like it's delicious anyway. Of course it is.
Parfaits are the best. I have sensitive teeth, so ice cream is a no-no.
Ooh.
Cake is too soft.
No, it's not.
And if there is too much icing, I get bored. Parfait is interesting. How many cafes have parfaits here? I think 10. I've tried them all. I like this one the best. It has a little flan.
You sound like you're some kind of desert expert.
Not just dessert. I want to eat all kinds of delicious things. Someday, I'll have enough money to buy a 2-kilogram Matsusaka beefsteak.
That's like over 1,100 yen! Over 100,000 yen, sorry. I guess this kind of decadent food is kind of your hobby then, huh? A hobby isn't something that should take months to learn about someone. I've been very rude in retrospect. Also, there is one pricey hobby. Which hobby isn't, technically, if you get into it? I guess so. Decadent? Yeah. Misha giggles, raising her hand to her face. It looks like some ice cream accidentally get on her nose. She does not say it. I can't stop see it. I wish she would wipe it off. I'm about to hear about it, but she suddenly says...
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I guess that's a bird word anyway. It has implications. Epicurean is better. It means someone who enjoys eating ice food. That's the adjective for, so epicure is the word for it.
Chan, you're worthy.
Sorry.
I think that is what Chan likes about you.
Because I need to buy some tesoros then. Oh yeah, okay.
No, not like that, Chan.
I decided to order some coffee after all, but it takes a while to get the waitress to notice. And I think actually getting my coffee will take about as long. The tea shop is filling up, no surprise, as we've already been here for almost an hour, while she was chipping at the dessert. I ordered my coffee to go, but Misha orders one as well, so it seems that we're going to be here longer than I thought. I really wish it was that easy. It's hard to talk to her lately.
She just been busy because of the lectures.
I know, we can't have fun all the time. It's just that there is a lot I want to say to her. I think I always screw up when the time comes for. And I don't even have the time now because of the elections. They are not for a while though.
Hichan, do you think that Shichan is avoiding you?
Sort of. Misha sounds angry. That's to be expected, but I don't feel that way at all. No.
Is that so?
The dreamy way in which she said it makes me think that Misha is disappointed with my answer. In that case, it could be how she feels. I'm uneasy asking such a question, but I trust Misha would answer it honestly. Otherwise, I would even dream of it. Do you?
No, of course not, Hichan, but it's frustrating sometimes. Shichan has so much energy and she's always trying to make me feel as excited about things as she is.
Which is sick.
But it's like she just doesn't know how to handle things when everyone gets really hyped up. Or I think that she wants to make sure nothing goes wrong. When I want to help out, she always pushes me away. It's frustrating. I'm just a freak kid, probably, right?
Misha takes a big gulp from her cup of coffee, then sticks her tongue out.
Hot, 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 hot. For it would have cooled down by now.
Has it really been that long? I checked my watch. It has been very long at all, but looking outside, the sun is already starting to set. Not really, huh? It got dark out pretty quickly today, so I could understand why you might think that. At my words, Misha looks at Andy arms almost immediately. She looks sleepy. That's funny because... Are you sleepy? You were awake like just 2 seconds ago.
I feel tired when it gets dark, Hichan.
Just like that? Are you a bird? I pick up my own coffee and have a sip. It's not very hot at all, but very tasty. I down as quick as possible because now I want to get back to my dorm room as well. Mish tries to emulate me, but it's still too hot for her. While I wait for her to finish, I start to wonder what she meant back then about Shizune liking something about me. Suddenly I'm very curious, but dragging it back up now feels like an unnecessary action. Yes, it's not necessary. I try to wave the option again, but am interrupted by Misha slamming her empty cardboard cup down the table with a loud pop.
Dad!
She lets out a short laugh, seeming very pleased with herself, kind of like a toddler. I wonder if she had that drill-shaped haircut when she was little too. Or was it something more like her current look? It would make more sense. I guess we should head back then. I can see the waiters. Try not to fall asleep while I pay for the sundae, okay?
Not the sundae! It's a parfait, Hichan!
You have ice cream on your nose. Let's end the episode. We'll continue tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed. And we are so actually, this is a long game. And now that I think about it, Everlasting Summer was also a long game. And Everlasting Summer had a lot of mods. A lot of them, unfortunately, in Russian, so I couldn't really play them. But finding out there are mods for Katawa Shoujo that can give us more roots. There is a chance. Misha's root? Yeah. If it works, we'll play those afterwards. Afterwards, we are done with everything in the original, basically. For now, let's end the episode. We'll continue, of course, tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.